From the heart of Philly, this is CBS News Philadelphia. Now at 8, South Jersey burning. Several wildfires are still active right now, and one of them, we're told, may have been set on purpose.
Those fires fueled by intense winds last night. Tammy Sousa is tracking what's next, including a chance for severe storms in a few days.
And after a chilly reception at the White House, Ukraine's president makes his case in Europe. The latest on the war of words is just moments away. Today is Sunday, March 2nd. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Carabeo.
And I'm Howard Monroe. Thank you so much for starting your Sunday with us. Let's get a check of your next weather forecast with meteorologist Tammy Sousa, who's over there in the Honey Next Weather Sphere. Tammy, have the winds died down yet?
Well, yes, they have.
Okay.
They're not as bad as they were yesterday when trees were literally bending over. I was out last night, had to actually go around. There was a big traffic jam. Had to go around a tree that had just fallen on the road, so everybody was kind of going around and up the bank on the side and getting around the tree. So watch out. There could still be more trees that are going to be down today. We're going to be windy, but not as windy as yesterday. We'll see gusts upwards of 30 miles an hour, and that's what we've seen so far this morning. Great outside, right? You can get out and enjoy as long as you are completely bundled up. You got to cover all that skin because it is going to be a really cold day out there. Right now we're sitting at 21 in Philadelphia, 21 in Smyrna, 22 for all of you in Millville down the shore. Surf City, you're at 21. Ocean City, you're at 22. We head back up here toward Doylestown. You're a little chillier though. You're looking at 19 and you get up into the Poconos and we're looking at temperatures that have been in the single digits throughout the morning. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what it actually is going to be today. Not much warmer. We're going to make it into the mid-30s, low and mid-30s, 36 in Philadelphia. And that is a good 10 to 15 degrees below average. So that's why you're going to have to bundle up. And this isn't going away anytime soon. We're going to be looking at this for tonight and tomorrow night. And then we flip the switch back on Tuesday and things are much improved. This is how much colder it is right now as opposed to the same time yesterday. We have a 24-degree difference in Philadelphia, 29 in the Poconos and 28 for all of you in Reading. So boy, did we drop hard. The winds will again be gusting through about mid-afternoon and early evening up to as high as maybe 30 miles an hour. You can see that we have some clouds that are streaming in from the north and the west. Could see maybe a lake effect snow shower into the Poconos. But that's about it for today. So 36 with sunshine, feeling like the 20s, and then we'll be dropping off into the 30s by 9 o'clock and low 20s when you wake up tomorrow morning. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about our chance of storms, maybe some severe ones, when I come back in a few minutes.
All right, Tammy, thank you very much. Flames lit up the night sky in New Jersey last night. This morning, however, those fires are mostly under control.
Whipping wind was a big concern yesterday, certainly helping to spread those wildfires in Gloucester and Pennsville townships. Our Ross Dimite joins us live in the newsroom. He has been following this very closely. He has the latest with these fast-moving fires. Good morning, Ross.
Good morning, Janet Howard. Just brutal conditions for firefighters in South Jersey last night. They have been battling multiple fires that have already burned through more than 100 acres across 3 different counties. Of course, the whipping winds yesterday did not help, and at least one of those fires is now considered suspicious. Let's start in Pennsville Township, Salem County, where the glow of heavy flames lit up the night sky near Fort Mott State Park. This fire started around 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon in an area near Fort Mott Road. And the flames quickly spread, sending black columns of smoke into the air that could be seen for miles around. At the height of the fire, about a dozen homes were threatened, and there was windy, dry conditions. Officials say several homeowners chose to voluntarily evacuate. After several hours, though, firefighters were able to get the flames under control, and then residents could return home. Still, the Pennsville fire chief says this is one of the largest fires that they've seen in a long time in the township, and right now the cause appears suspicious.
Fire safety for the state, along with our fire code official, and the Pennsville police are looking into that. Okay. The wind caused it to spread quickly to a point where we couldn't keep up with it.
Something like that is on everybody's mind after what happened out in L.A. Now, this is nowhere near the scope of that was, but at the same time, if it's one house or 100 houses, we do everything we can to protect those residents. And if that means losing their home.
He's speaking to the concern that comes with wind. Meanwhile, upwards of 70 firefighters were battling a fire in Gloucester Township. That was seen burning in the woods off of Eriel Road and Primrose Lane around 9:30 last night. Again, in that case, strong winds causing the flames to spread quickly, forcing firefighters to call in even more crews. They were able to get the fire under control a little after 11 o'clock last night. No structures were damaged as firefighters were able to contain the damage to just some brush and wooded areas. And guys, get this, there was a third fire burning in Hopewell Township, Mercer County. According to the last update we got on that fire, it's already burned more than 75 acres, only 40% contained right now. Fire crews have been monitoring all 3 of the fires I mentioned overnight just to make sure that they don't spread again. And the causes of all 3 of those fires are currently under investigation. Jan and Howard, back to you.
All right, Ross, thank you very much.
Uncertainty remains today after President Trump's Oval Office confrontation with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy.
Zelenskyy is now in London, where European leaders will hold a summit later today. CBS News correspondent Bradley Blackburn is joining us live now from New York with the very latest. Bradley, good morning to you.
Howard, Jan, good morning. It's been a much warmer reception an ocean away from the Oval Office. This morning at Sandringham House, Zelenskyy is meeting with King Charles. European leaders are wrestling with how they can help heal this rift and weighing their capability to step up if U.S. support for Ukraine drops out. Outside 10 Downing Street in London Saturday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy was greeted with an embrace from Prime Minister Keir Starmer and a promise of full support.
You have full backing across the United Kingdom, and we stand with you, with Ukraine, for as long as it may take.
Starmer, Zelenskyy, and other European leaders will hold a summit Sunday, where the central question now is how to heal Ukraine's relationship with its most important ally, the United States.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
After the Oval Office clash with President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, Zelenskyy was told to leave the White House, and the signing of a planned multi-billion-dollar deal for Ukraine's minerals was canceled, which was intended to pave the way for ceasefire talks with Russia.
He's got to say, I want to make peace. He doesn't have to stand there and say about Putin this, Putin that, all negative things.
Many Republican leaders have praised Trump after the confrontation, but near the White House Saturday, protesters promised to stand with Ukraine.
They have no reason to believe Russia, so I'm here to support them any way I can.
A $3.8 billion U.S. shipment of military equipment was already promised to Ukraine. It's now not clear if Trump will approve its delivery. And President Trump is spending the weekend at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. He has had phone calls with several world leaders since this blow-up, but no plans have been made for another conversation with Zelenskyy. Howard, Jan.
All right, Bradley Blackburn live in New York for us. Bradley, thank you. Meanwhile, the Camden County community is supporting 2 restaurant owners who were arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers.
It is a story we have been following since last week. Jalal and Amina Eminit were taken into custody at Jersey Kebab in Haddon Township on Tuesday. The husband has since returned home with an ankle monitor, but his wife, Amina, remains at a detention center in Elizabeth. She has a bond hearing scheduled in 3 weeks. Neighbors held this rally supporting the family just yesterday afternoon. It was organized by the Camden County Board of Commissioners. They hail the couple as valued members of the township. Meantime, that restaurant remains closed for the time being.
In Chester, community members there, they are supporting an 8-year-old boy who was left paralyzed after a hit-and-run crash. Nyleek Ellison's family held this walk for justice at 9th and Tillman Streets yesterday. That's the same area where Nyleek was hit back on February 4th. The walk was a show of solidarity for all hit-and-run victims. It was also meant to raise awareness about the dangers of reckless driving.
This is what this walk was about, awareness. Be aware of these little ones.
Anytime a family in the community experiences tragedy, it affects the entire community. There's a rippling effect. And so I wanted to be here to show support for the family.
Caleb Campbell has been arrested and is in police custody, accused of hitting Ellison after driving around a SEPTA bus. The SS United States is getting closer to Mobile, Alabama. This morning, the ship is continuing up the Gulf Coast. Right now, it's west of the Tampa area. Once in Alabama, it will undergo preparations to become the world's largest artificial reef. The SS United States will sit off Destin Fort Walton Beach once it's converted into an artificial reef. The sinking is set for September.